guys, in this video I'm going to go through a few things I wish I knew in my 20s about finance. So as I'm getting older, I'm realizing I'm not in a place financially as I could have been if I made better decisions in my early 20s. Anyone could look back in hindsight and think of things they could have done differently, but I'm making this video in the hope that other people will find the information helpful. I can't help but look back over the past decade after reading the financial books and watching educational YouTube videos and think to myself about the mistakes I've made and the money I've wasted. If you're in your late teens or 20s and you want to make a stable financial future for yourself, then keep watching. And if you're in your 30s or 40s, I'll be making another video shortly and we'll go into more detail in that one. So here we go. Here's a list of 6 things I wish I knew in my 20s. Number 1, only buy what you need, especially when it comes to big purchases. In my early 20s, I had a well-paying job, but I spent the money as fast as it came in. I went about buying a new TV, PlayStations, laptops, computers, unnecessary furniture. Not only did I waste a lot of my hard-earned money on those things, but I also wasted a lot of time. Which comes to the next thing I'd like to share with you. It's a big one. So number 2 is time. When I look back on the times I spent playing video games, I can't imagine how much time I've wasted. Days, months, maybe even years. You all may have heard the phrase, time is money. But to be honest, it's fairly true. That's not to say you have to work all the free time you have, but just put the time to other more productive means, such as reading books, watching educational YouTube videos, watching documentaries, just having conversations with people even. Time can be wasted in many ways. Video games, watching TV, and I'd say the biggest one of this generation, social media. During the time you wasted, answer this question: how much have you learned? How much knowledge have you gained? Being smart or having knowledge doesn't guarantee a successful future, but it gives you more potential to have one. You have to try and increase the time you can spend learning and decrease the amount of time you waste to maximize your potential. Number 3, travel with a budget in mind. I did quite a lot of traveling in my early 20s, mainly around Europe. I thought I was being fairly money conscious, looking for cheap flights, staying in hostels, which is great so you have the benefit of meeting new people while you're in another country. But once I had arrived in that country, I'd use a combination of credit cards and cash and not keep any plan or diary of money I was spending or have a budget in mind at all. So it's always best to have a budget plan so you don't burn through a big pile of cash like I did. I spent a lot of money and I had a good time, but I could have done it better and made better financial decisions while I'm traveling. Number 4, having an emergency savings fund. Not having a backup when things get tough can have a big impact in the long run. Having to take out a bank loan, a payday loan, or even borrow money from friends and family. So what I recommend for anyone watching is to have a cash account with 6 months worth of expenses. Something you can access easily for when times are hard, such as a job loss or a major expense. There could be exceptions where you would need less than 6 months, but it all depends on your financial circumstances. And don't forget to assess your circumstances as they can change over time. Number 5, spending more than you earn. I had a good paying job in my early 20s, but at the time I lost my job, I was 24, and I had become accustomed to living a luxurious lifestyle. I was a big spender. I had all the latest gadgets and went on holiday multiple times a year. I continued spending this way when I wasn't working, and continue to do so in my new lower paying job. I quickly burned through my cash pile and was left with next to nothing. And now looking back at that time, I can see how it caused a lot of stress and financial uncertainty. And now, the big one, number 6, investing in ETFs. If I knew about the compounding effect of the stock market, I would have invested earlier in life, so I would have less worries about my finance now I'm in my early 30s. Investing in the stock market can seem like a huge risk, especially when you're investing such a large sum of money. But I'm not talking about buying an individual stock and hoping that it will go up in the future. I'm talking about long-term investing with ETFs that follow the whole market. In the US, the S&P 500 has returned an average of 7% annually, which is adjusted for inflation. Now if you look in the long term, if you invest a lump sum of money, within 10 years your money doubles, which isn't including any regular payments you've made over that period. Stay tuned for another video on this topic where I'll go into more detail. So I hope these things have helped you and will continue to help you to make good financial decisions. And to be honest, you don't want to get to where I am, looking back all the bad mistakes and poor decisions you've made, and how much of a setback you've had on reaching your financial goals. If you just heard about my channel, please subscribe to stay up to date. I'll be releasing videos weekly on a whole host of topics, including minimalism, finance, and self-improvement. Also, if you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like and a comment below. See you next time.